Welcome to the Daily Fox Fuel, where we train kingdom-minded creatives, leaders, and builders to become highly skilled craftsmen. Each episode is your spark of strategy, scripture, and straight-up truth to help you walk out your calling with excellence. Now let's get to work. Yo, what's up, crew? Hopping right into it. Today, we are going to hit on the topic that we love most, which is vision. Now, I can become very passionate about vision and the clarity that it brings to not only your life, but even as a leader to your team, to your organization. And I think it's just so crucial that when God gives you vision, when there's a download or there's a future that you see that He's given you, that we take moments to pray through it, meditate on it, and create that clarity around it. And what does that look like, right? We've got the goals, so now how do we get there? And I think that clarity is a gift that we can not only give ourselves, but it's a gift that we can give our team, our family, the people around us. I think when we are operating in a place of blurriness and we're not really sure where we're headed, but we're just trying to make it work, I think it's just a dangerous place. When that vision is muddy, typically people will fill in the blanks with their own priorities. And that's where ultimately chaos follows, right? I have the privilege of sitting in on many conversations at a very high level with many of our clients, especially those who are on our top tier. And, I get to be a part of conversations and listen to a lot of the struggles that a lot of these leaders, we're talking top level leaders of organizations, whether they be lead pastors, they be CEOs, whatever the case, that are sharing with us some of the troubles that they face. And most of it comes down to a lack of clarity. It's a lack of clarity around the vision. They'll get up and they'll present these great things at meetings, but there's no clarity around it. And oftentimes it's more than just, okay, hear me out. Clarity is more than just words being surrounded by it. Oftentimes, clarity comes through the action, the fulfillment of the words that were spoken. I think we get that wrong really easy as leaders. It's easy to stand up on a stage and rah, 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 and galvanize the people and get them to buy into this vision. But most of the time, the clarity is not in what is said. It's what's acted out on. So the question becomes, you as a leader, are you acting on the clarity of the vision? Or are you just simply stating the clarity of the vision? That's where the clarity truly comes to life. That's where people start to see the blurred lines start to become less blurred, and they start to see oh no, you say this, but this is how you're acting. So really that's the vision. You say we want to impact people, but your action says we want to impact your wallet. That's the vision. And sadly, if you're just honest about it, most people would either choose to get on board or choose to get off board. But that's what we're afraid of as leaders. We're afraid of people not being a part of our vision. So oftentimes we will skirt the system a little bit or compromise a little bit and have the right words, which I do believe comes from the right place. I don't think it's ill motive. I think we get distracted as humans, and as sin has entered into the world, we will fall into that. And so we as leaders have to be crystal clear on that vision. But more than just clear on it, we have to act on it, because the action is what brings that clarity. It's what brings it for everyone around us. It shows where we're headed. You can trust, because of the consistency of your actions, where the organization is headed. Steve Jobs was obsessed with clarity, not complexity. He said simple can be harder than complex, but you have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. Take captive the thoughts that are hitting us, right? Get your thinking clean and make it simple. One of the most, we all know Habakkuk 2:2, right? Write the vision, make it plain, that he may run who reads it. And I love this verse. What I love most, though, is chapter 1 of Habakkuk, because when you read it, it's all about the dude complaining And the Lord answers. And then he complains again. And then this is the second answer from the Lord, who if I were to use Mikel translation here, summarizing it to where he's like, okay, listen, dude, just write this down because I'm about to make it real clear for you. Like, I think that's where this comes from. But it's true. Like, we need to write the vision, make it plain, because those who are complaining behind it, maybe the people we're leading are struggling. They're asking for that vision. And so the Lord, in this example, the Lord comes in and makes it plain and tells him to write it down so that he can then go make it plain for those who are also struggling to understand. When I look back over my life and the businesses we built, and just even the businesses we're about to build, like, there's a lot of things on the docket, but when I think over it all, I look back at the moments where there wasn't clarity around the vision. Oftentimes I struggle with even giving the words to the vision, because I'm a man of my word, and oftentimes I'm afraid, like, getting real vulnerable here. I'm afraid of stating the vision that's in my heart, or the vision that I feel like God has given me, because I may not fulfill it. It may not come to be the way that I thought it was, and that's hard for me, because then that's releasing that, and I'm working through that in different ways. But I think it's so important that when we have the vision, we have to make it clear, and then we have to follow through on that with our actions to bring even more clarity around it. So take a moment today, just even while we're talking here, think on a moment when clarity or lack of it maybe completely changed the direction of something you were working on or a relationship that you had. Ask yourself, what did it teach you about leadership? Think back on an example where maybe a leader failed you in that, and what could you learn from that? What was the moment? Was their action not aligning with the vision that brought unclear expectations? Like, what was it? Learn, and then dissect that and break that down and learn from that. And then you as a leader, as an owner, as just a person, make sure that you are learning from those moments and try to change that trajectory by bringing clarity into the vision. Hey crew, before you jet, make sure you share this episode with a friend and leave us a rating. Thanks for tuning in today, and remember, stay foxy.